since 2000 when we started the site. We do have a lot of goals in common, hence this setting up this conference session. And we said, sure, we can do that. You know, you can go out and copy film, but we still have the same problem. What are we going to do with it? But I said, okay, I'll go out and see what I can find. And because I'm not a film expert or anything like that, I'm a chemical engineer, I started looking on the web. And in looking for film duplication, started running into some other really significant possibilities. And that's digitization. The last decade, of course, we've seen scanning become routine. People have picture scanners, negative scanners at their home computer. And we found a number of commercial vendors offer complete microfilm digitization service. It's usually for archival records, government, or company files that they're trying to preserve in a different format. So, Southall, Centralium, and Texas A&M made a joint effort end of last summer and early fall to do something with the common. Texas A&M Archives, and that's Tony, David Chapman down there, had reels. Southall had some money, and I had the job of coordinating it and trying to get the thing done. We sent it to an experienced film scanning vendor called Get Imaging in Oklahoma City, which helped a lot because then I could hand the reels off to them rather than ship them to the archives. And Tony would have killed me if I lost a set of TOM reels before they were digitized. And these guys work for the FBI, the government, the U.S. government, all kinds of places. They have an enormous number of high-speed film scanners, and they can do hundreds of thousands of images a day. Rather impressive. So by December, we received a complete set of the entire TOM reel collection on CD. Because we digitized from the film. The results are pretty staggering. It's nearly, and this is a real count. I added them all up because I had to make sure that they did the job. It's about 296,000 individual images. They sent it to me nominally one reel on CD, but some of the reels took up multiple CDs, so they used more. I got 340 CD-ROMs delivered, over 87.4 gigabytes of storage space. It took me about a month just to look through them to determine that the guys did the job at all and that I could pay them. They could have copied the same image over and over, but this could have been blank for all I knew. Now those raw images that they get, and I'll show you some of those, are typically larger than the original case size, and the area around the margin is kind of noisy, and that really inflates the storage size, one of the reasons that we got 87 gigabytes total. Now the image quality is generally very good, but some are poor. It was in a war environment. We just finished running over these places when we collected all the documents. Some of the originals were in really bad shape. Some of the filming wasn't done very well, which Tony, if you can talk to some of these people, can probably attest to. The film is in the range of 55 plus years old, and some of it is clearly degraded. You can see it or you can smell it. And this automated scanning offers some multiple possibilities for errors, particularly in the settings, which we found. These guys had never done anything like this that somebody really was interested in looking at right away, so there's a learning process for them as well. On the first pass, we got about 70 out of 310 that required additional inspection or rescanning efforts, but that's still 240 out of 310, which is rate basically as good or very good. And we're working right now to improve a final 45 to 50 that are still a little on the questionable size. I'm trying to talk the archives into giving me their other copies of those reels, and they're a little hesitant to do that at the moment. At least not unless I go down there and hand carry them up. Okay, so what we're doing, we're processing these things. We've already done a fair amount. We've collected internal indexes of table of contents for 270 of the 310 or so reels. And for the remainder that really don't have anything, I'm just collecting the title pages of each report, and we can stick those together at least as a functional table of contents. We've fully processed, which means we've cropped all images back to original size, cleaned up margins and noise, recombined them into original documents, and web-linked them to text-based table of contents. And I'll show you an example of that in a minute as well. We've done about 20 reels to date. It's rather tedious. I only have one person working on it, but the results are pretty impressive. And clearly, we're focused on FT-related items and reels, not direct hydrogenation, not low-temperature carbonization. Initial estimate is perhaps, Tony, you might have a little better guess. I would guess somewhere in the range of 80,000 pages of FT or syngas purification, etc. related. And I think it's pretty unlikely that at least petroleum or Sasol will pursue processing the non-FT related documents anytime soon. There may be some other people that are interested, but I don't think it will be us before we get through all the FT work anyway. So, what have we done with this? Well, we put a master table with the com reels on the FT.org website. We've got the basic information, original reel designation and source, who did it, BIOS, Fiat, bombing survey, naval technical mission to Europe or Japan. Where it came from, IG Farben, Ruhr Chemie, Rheinperson, etc. Listed the number and approximate quality of the images. We've got 270 image files and 20 to 30 text tables of contents are up there. So basically the whole set table of contents is available for anybody to take a look at and download. And reel number one we posted in its entirety, both as is, simply as received, and then fully processed into the documents and to the HTML table of contents. Now, what we're offering is, we think it's fairly reasonable and helps support further processing, but we're offering these documents for sale basically by the reel. Someone looks up the table of contents, says, we'd like to get this document. We'll send them a CD of the digitized microfilm for $125 as is, or $250 completely cleaned up and back to it. I'd rather post them as is, free, but sometimes we need to get some money to support this effort at the same time. We'll give a substantial discount for multiple reel sets and continue to use the money, if any. I don't even know what the demand will be. We get requests from them every once in a while, but we'll see. But proceeds for further processing. Another thing we're going to do, we've got a program, Sasol and Petroleum, we're starting funding Cal Bartholomew, some of his students, to continue some of the work he's been doing, but specifically the translation, summary, and reporting of some of the key documents on reels that have not been translated or reported before. And Tony and I have been discussing a number of other potential sources of additional information. They have more hard copies, more microfilm that is not included on the POM set, and there are other potential government sources of information that we'll be looking into in the near future. These references, if anyone is particularly interested in actually what the tom reel, the technical emissions, and all are about, there's some references here. The first three are on the website now, and there's a chapter in a book that Tony wrote in 2000 that gives a very complete story. Now, just very briefly, as I mentioned, I'd just like to show you what this stuff looks like. This is as received images from, it turns out to be tom reel 85, just one that I happen to have on my computer. Normally, it's one page as a file and another page. I just pulled a bunch together because it makes it easier to look through them and try to find out what they're about. But in this case, it's some motor fuel testing. There's a lot of data on octane and cetane numbers. Quality is pretty good. As you see, there's a noise band around it, a lot more space than the file actually, the page would actually require. But we have about 300,000 images like this. The ones that we've actually dealt with, this is reel 170. I apologize if the type's a little small, but as you see, it's a text version, fully searchable table of contents. In this case, there's from the Hoek Suka laboratories, which is a high-pressure experimental lab in here at all in carbon. There's some papers on hydrocarbon synthesis by Dr. Peters. And if we take a look here, this item 4, this is a meeting summary that was held in 1938. These are actual images from the reels cleaned up somewhat. As you see, This is in the pre-war days of the original hydrocarbon synthesis company group effort, and the attendees were Kellogg's, Standard Oil of New Jersey, the forerunner of Shell, the International Hydrocarbon Synthesis Company, IG Carbon, and Bert Penny. And this is a 100-page report, kind of state-of-the-art of Fischer-Tropsch R&D in 1938. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of documents like these. And we just wanted to let everybody know that, they are available. I've got some CD-ROM copies of what we put on the website, which is all of the background information of where the reels came from and all of the table of contents. I've got maybe 5 or 10 of them. If anyone's interested, you're welcome to pick one up. Although, again, all this information is on the website now as well. So that was all. I thank you very much for your attention.
Thanks, Steve. We can stand there and fiddle with the computer.
Oh, let's turn it off.
John Rosenbaum, question?
Yeah.
So you looked at using character recognition software on this?
We've discussed it and we're looking into it. One is most of the things that you're really interested in are in German, and there's some issues as far as the software. And the quality is, you can read it, but there's a big difference between, automated reading on a machine and people. We do plan to do that, but part of the effort, again, we didn't get all of this until December. Part of the effort is just trying to figure out what's there. It took a couple of months just to find and get together all the table of contents. It's a very, like most things at Centralium, it's a very small number of people working on it. There's myself, part-time IT computer person, and contract secretary.
But yes,
yeah, we're pursuing that.
Steve and myself discussed this. There are some Adobe tools that where you can capture the documents with, and then they become far easier searchable than with OCR.